coming home from work, and I just thought I'd come by and say hello. I got a surprise for you.
How am I supposed to relax? They're following us.
Fucking relax, Tommy.
We gotta talk to Fark about this.
No. You saw what happened to Bobby, right?
One of us is a traitor.
All he did was make one mistake.
This gentleman is weapons grade anthrax.
It's the West Side Plaza this Friday. I'm sure it's gotta be. Farg's had all of us doing recon, and Friday's the busiest night of the week.
Nafis Halele, inshallah.
It's not Friday, it's tonight.
What the fuck are you doing?
Relax, it's a harmless stand-in. It's used as a biological tracer for anthrax.
It's a fucking rehearsal, a run-through.
You know, you stand me up fine. Don't ever stand up my kid.
You wanna know what happened to Bobby Habib? That wasn't the case, Ray. I'm sorry.
I have complete confidence in our UC, sir. And I don't believe for a moment that Special Agent El Sayed had any real choice in the matter.
No choice.
No, sir. Not at all.
You know that for a fact, Ray? Because this file tells me you have no way of knowing what really happened out there. Since your surveillance plan for the multiple targets and your coverage plan for your own agent suffered simultaneous catastrophic failure. If he had no choice, why did he wait so long to tell us?
It was a highly fluid situation.
Right. As in, he had a highly fluid debate with himself as to whether or not he should come clean, right?
But he did come clean, Edgar. I mean, let's not forget the victim was a non-privileged belligerent acting to further a terrorist plot. And right now, cause of death at this time remains inconclusive. It's gonna stay that way till we retrieve the body.
And then what? You're hoping forensics will get your guy off the hook?
Maybe we find out that Bobby Habib wasn't killed by Special Agent El Sayed's gunshots, okay? Maybe we determine that cause of death is blunt force trauma from the preliminary stoning, or that the results remain inconclusive, okay? But even if forensics go against us, Edgar, come on. What'd that guy really do? Except put Bobby Habib out of his misery.
Now I'm gonna need somebody to put me out of my misery when I present this to the deputy director. Main Justice has a little problem with agents committing homicide. Wake up, Ray. There's no way this case survives.
Well, I know this sounds presumptuous, but I would like the chance to help prove you wrong.
You want blow in this thing?
Yes.
Give me 5 minutes. What are you doing here? You know, if you're looking for a manicure, I'm all booked up for the day.
Look, I just want to know if we could talk, all right? And I got a couple of things from Marcus, you know, some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, action figure, and you don't even have to tell him they're from me. I got a gift receipt, so you can take them back if he doesn't like it.
Thank you, but
All right, Gail, I'm really sorry about the other night. I didn't mean to stand you up, and I really didn't mean to stand up your boy.
yeah, well, you know, you said yourself. Your life's complicated right now, whatever that means. You know, maybe this whole thing was a mistake. I mean, ex-con, single mom, it's not exactly a winning combo.
Yeah, maybe it is a mistake, but it's one I'm willing to make.
Why? Why, darling?
Can I make it up to you, Gail? Can I make it up to Marcus? Okay?
How are you gonna do that?
I think of something. Promise. This work.
I'm sick.
I can't. I'm losing my job.
Get a better job.
I'm an ex-con, remember?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Look, we're gonna go.
You know what? I gotta get back to work. I got a customer.
Look, yeah, I'm gonna take you. I'll take you out real soon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We'll do something special.
Oh, something special, really?
Yes. I mean it. I mean it.
Thanks for the toys. Marcus will love it. He'll forgive you. But me, I've been through too much to give it that easily. You're a nice guy. I like you. But toys are for kids.
Tommy, find the football game. I think France is playing Brazil.
If this is gonna be our regular hideout, we need to get TiVo. What?
Salam alaikum. Tommy, raise the volume on the TV.
What's going on?
Something's come up. Problem that needs seeing to.
What kind of problem?
Personnel?
Now, a supply problem. Operations don't proceed on their own accord. They require resources. They require funding. Waging holy war on American soil is extremely cost-effective, but it isn't free. 9/11 cost nearly $500,000. Unfortunately, the primary source of funding for our little operation here has hit a snag. And I'm gonna have to unsnag it.
Son of a bitch. Can he see us?
Where does our money come from?
Come on, Tommy, man. Don't you read the papers?
All of our charitable contributions are being shut down. Donations of the faithful frozen at the source.
So most of our funding comes from the wages of sin.
What are you talking about, man?
Poetic justice. Using the appetite of your enemy to raise the funds you need to wage war against them. Am I right?
In our case, from the sales of guns, Afghan heroin, and bootleg CDs and DVDs, all brought in through Mexico. Unfortunately, the brother who was in charge of protecting those interests of ours has died in a traffic accident in Tijuana. And for some reason, the money has dried up. No money, no Yom Kippur.
Judgment Day.
I'm driving down tomorrow. I'm gonna need backup.
Yo hablo español bastante bien. I speak decent Spanish.
Yo también.
Me too.
All right. Settle then. Tommy, Ilya. Lay low. Blend in. Nothing that would attract attention from the authorities. Have a Big Mac. Go watch a movie in your multiplex cinemas. Just spend the weekend like a couple of average Americans.
No problem, dude.
I don't want to start trouble or anything, but aren't you on parole? I don't think you were supposed to do international travel.
Leave that to me. Now you just be ready tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. for me to pick you up from your place. You too. If I'm not there by 8, it means the plans have changed and you should go about your regular business.
You got some other problem, man? 5 o'clock too early for you to get your lazy frog ass up out of bed?
Hasta mañana, jefe.
5 a.m.
We have to go through San Diego to get to Mexico, right? You know that means we'll pass Legoland.
You wanna take out Legoland?
No way, man. I used to love Legos when I was a kid.
Yeah. G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe kicks Lego's ass.
G.I. Joe is a mortal fucking enemy of Islam, smartass.
No, G.I. Joe is a 12-inch tall piece of plastic, dumbass.
Stop it. Both of you. Is that enough? You grew up wasting your time with that junk. Don't make things worse reminiscing about it.
What'd you play with when you were a kid? AK-47s? RPGs?
Horses.
Horses. Oh, that sounds kind of cool, man. Tell us more.
If I did that, then I'd have to kill you, and then who'd back me up in Mexico? Pull over at the next gas station.
want something?
Yeah, let me get a water. Got me? That's him.
You are on the GPS.
I almost forgot. Your non-ex-con ID. Chances are you won't need it, but there's no such thing as being too careful.
Nice job, man. Looks real. Darwin Taylor. Couldn't think of something a bit more original?
If you want to maintain a false identity, it's best to create one as close as possible to who you really are.
No shit. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah.
Look, we all agree these assholes should go away for a very long time. The question is, are we able to put them away after your agent cooperated with them in committing assault with intent to kill and then went one better by actually committing murder?
That's if it turns out his bullets were in fact the cause of death. And even then, it'll be our strenuous argument that it was not murder.
Really? Then what was it, Carrie?
Justifiable homicide.
On what grounds?
On the grounds of national security.
You're serious?
Damn right I am.
That's the part that I'm having some real trouble with, Bob.
You know, I'd just like to remind everyone that our UC in doing what he did to maintain his cover is what enabled us to uncover extensive operational details in the anthrax plot. And we feel that further surveillance and exploitation of these subjects is going to lead us to the next step up in a terrorist hierarchy, possibly other compartmentalized cells.
Only human intelligence could have gotten us this far, Randall. And it can still get us further.
You all know I'm not with the FBI or the Department of Justice. I'm with the National Security Council representing the President. Now, assuming for the moment that the Department of Justice were to sign off on a declination of prosecution for your undercover agent, you're saying that you want to keep him out in the field?
That's exactly what we want to do.
Then the question that I have for you, and the question the President would have, is this. When the relative of your bad guy's next victim looks you in the eye and says, you knew these people had already killed someone, one of their own no less, and yet you left them out on the street where they went on to kill my loved one, what will your response be?
Truth, ma'am. I'm very sorry for your loss. But this action may have enabled us to prevent thousands of other Americans from asking that same question.
Order's coming up.
Relax. Getting out of the U.S. is easy. Getting back in is the tricky part. If we do get pulled over, just stick to the truth. We're three friends who know each other from our bowling team on our way to my bachelor party.
Perfect. The one American custom I actually admire.
You didn't have any bachelor parties in France?
Nope. Man, when I think about all the blonde strippers with big fake tits I missed out on.
Did you ever cheat on that Moroccan wife of yours?
Of course not. I'd never treat a God-fearing Muslim woman that way.
Darwin. He usually works at the checkout.
He's off this week. I think he'll be in on Saturday.
You mean he just called it sick?
No, he asked for the time off. Do you want me to leave him a message or something?
No, no message. Thanks for your help.
Okay.
سنية طري
Hey, Ziad.
أخي فارك
كيف؟
شلونك حبيبي؟ شكرا يا الله أنت جاي هون بهالأمان.
This is brother Ziad. He's our accountant down here.
تحكي جد هذول حماتك أبنوسي وعجوز.
كلمات الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يسخر قوم من قوم عسى أن يكونوا خيرا منهم.
My soldiers, Ziad, are both dedicated and educated.
Please forgive me, my friend, all right? But I have been under inordinate pressure.
The money problem.
No, it's not the money that drives me crazy, okay? It's Julie's damn horses. Look, I know numbers and balance sheets, but horses? I just want to sell them all and put the money to our operation. But I can't trust any of these Hafirs regarding the true value.
From what I can tell, I'd say make sure you get at least $1,700 US for the Colts, $2,400 for the Phillies. Look at that. No. At least $6,000 for the Stallion. Look at him. He's exceptional. A leader.
Who exactly is this undercover agent of yours anyway?
Obviously, we can't reveal his name, but as you can see from his personnel file, he's an outstanding agent with an elite military background, solid academic record, excellent training scores, and an airtight psychological profile.
It says here he's a practicing Muslim.
Yes, ma'am, he is. Born and raised.
As a Director Special Assistant for Counterterrorism, I feel I should mention that whatever his name may be, we don't have many like him.
What's your point, Aline?
My point is, right now, this is the only active penetration of an Islamic terror cell ongoing in the U.S. We should make the most of it.
Is it true that Jalil died because he forgot to fasten his seatbelt?
It's true. He survived almost 20 years of jihad in Afghanistan, Chechnya, under constant fire from tank, helicopter. Then he gets killed by a truckload of chickens.
But I bet he remembered to put his rice in his cigarette.
It was going full blast at the scene of the accident.
He was a dependable commander. A God-fearing mujahid. And they just couldn't give up his Algerian pop music.
Brother Jalil was operational commander here, but first and foremost, he was my collector. You know, the locals, they respect him, you know, they fear him. But since he died, the Mexican crew we're dealing with, they want a bigger piece of the pie, or they refuse to pay 1 peso until they see it.
Fucking infidels. Now that we're here, that's all going to change.
I'm sure it will.
So, how can I help you?
Oh, my ride got ripped off, and cash is a little tight right now.
Oh, no problem, my friend. I have just the car for you. Right this way. 1987 Dodge Shadow with leather interior, new brake pads, a new transmission, only 75,000 miles on it. You can drive it off the lot for $2,500.
What about that one?
The Mustang? Nice, but a little more pricey.
How pricey?
$8,000 pricey.
You know, there's a reason I brought my business here to you. You might not know this to look at me, but we have something in common.
Really?
Assalamu alaikum, brother. I pray at the masjid. Don't eat pork, fast during Ramadan. I'm thinking seriously of making the holy pilgrimage to Mecca. Of course, you know the hadith that says Muslims are all one body, so if one member of the body feels pain, their fellow members should come to their aid. So what do you say? I'm hurting, brother. Can you help me out?
I say 8,000, brother.
Okay, no problem. Okay, our he will be expecting us, huh? We'll look for you. Welcome to TJ, huh? You like it?
Love it.
Oh, con permiso, con permiso. Felix, ¿qué pasó, amigo?
Todo bien, patrón. Están limpios.
You. Welcome to TJ. Felix Ortiz.
Faris Tariq. Thank you for seeing me on such short notice.
Hey, we have something in common. We are the F-men. Do you bet?
I'm not a betting man. Gambling, like alcohol, is strictly forbidden by my faith.
Oh, what a pity. Number 6 is a fast little bitch. You could make some extra money for your cause.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, said that an angel would never enter a house where a dog resides.
The Prophet? What did your prophet have against dogs?
Maybe he just didn't like fleas.
Me, I love dogs, unlike people. They are so loyal.
Well, then we can agree on one thing. The disloyalty of man. I want my money.
You mean our money?
I want you to resume payments in accordance with our standing agreement. We've taken over 95% of the European heroin market and are making a strong push into the U.S. via your little transit operation here. Success of which will be good for all our futures. My people control the smuggling routes, they bring in most of the heroin to you, and are starting to bring in weapons as well, with great risk from the Colombians.
Yeah, but we provide the manpower and the woman power. And my risk is not limited to the Colombians.
is leveraged all over the border with the local cultivators and traffickers.
Tell me, Felix, what is the life expectancy of your dogs?
With proper care, 15 years.
I suggest you consider taking proper care of yourself and your organization.
Relax, my friend, relax. All I'm suggesting is a little renegotiation. We're both reasonable men. Hey, let's take a break, all right? A little siesta and meet for late supper. We'll run the numbers and settle this thing.
Tonight, then.
Excellent. You and your friends will be my guests. Let's say 9:30 at the Plaza Rio on the south side of town. I'll make sure they don't serve us any pork.
So the thing is, F-Man, I don't like ambushes. So you should feel very comfortable allowing me to call you later with the time and the place. Good luck with your bitches.
That's a great one.
Pete Rock and Still Smooth.
Mecca and the Soul Brother. There's also a best of, which is cool too.
Huh. Thanks for the recommendation.
Just doing my job. You like new tracks too, or just the classics?
I haven't really been able to keep up with the latest music. There's too many other things going on in my life right now. But sometimes I like to go back, to a different time.
I feel you. Do the Humpty dance.
Yeah, you know me. I'm down with OPP.
Other People's Property, Naughty by Nature, 1991.
That's what OPP stands for. Wow, I never knew. Until now.
Consider it a public service.
Well, I'm gonna get this.
Oh, you're gonna love it too. I'm checking out this party tonight. Gonna be some cool DJs that are playing some new stuff. Might want to check it out. Bring yourself up to date. I'm Carly, by the way.
Thanks, Carly. My name is Steve. I probably won't be able to make it, but thank you anyway.
Can't blame a girl for trying. Steve.
I didn't know the border actually went into the ocean.
You built this wall to keep the Mexicans from coming over to do all the work you Americans refuse to do for yourselves. Like the French with the Algerians. You pay them shit to do all your shit work. You treat them like shit too, but millions of them come anyway. Algerians to France, Mexicans to the USA. And what do they really get in the end? Corrupted and polluted by this shithole we call civilization. You know, there are probably thousands of illegal Mexican fish trying to swim across right now, man.
You ever been to Mexico before?
No. Always wanted to, though. You know, I served 1 year as a conscript in the French army. As a kid, I always had a dream to join the Légion étrangère, the foreign legion.
Those are some tough bastards.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with Mexico, though?
They fought their most famous battle here in 1863 in a town called Cameron. 65 legionnaires and 2,000 cholos.
Who won?
The Mexicans, of course. But it was a glorious way to die. I checked the map. I think Cameron is only 2 days' drive from here. Maybe Fark will let me go check it out before we go back to LA.
It's not happening, man.
Why not?
French Foreign Legion got famous killing Muslims in Algeria for more than 100 years. That's why not.
Leave me alone.
Glenn! Mom, it's me, Tommy. Yeah, well, it's been kind of a... I'm calling from a payphone, that's why I didn't recognize the number. I know, we have a huge amount of catching up to do, but I actually can't really talk right now because I'll have to get back to work, but, the thing is, I need to borrow some money. About $8,000.
Ha sido larga la espera, pero valió la pena.
Yo también.
Putain, mais c'est pas croyable.
Fueron más de
Mais tu vois pas qui te trompe, pauvre connasse. Ils sont cons, ces Mexicains.
Mi tía fue la culpable. Nunca me entregó tus cartas. Felix says hello. You like? Felix sent me.
No creo que debes estar aquí. Ya. No, ya no hagas eso.
¿Por qué no? Felix quiere que tú y tus amigos la pasen bien. Y me mandó para que me encargara de hacerlo.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
How old do you want me to be?
How old are you really?
You're hurting me!
Sorry. Look, can we just talk first?
Okay. No. Felix says no charge.
Keep it.
I'm 15. Well, actually, almost 15. I'll be 15 in October.
What's your name?
Magdalena. What's yours?
Darwin.
Darwin.
You from around here?
Veracruz.
How did you meet Felix? Dime la verdad. Todo esto es tuyo.
I was on my way home from school. I got jumped, thrown into a car. They threatened to kill my family if I didn't do what they say. Usually, they just keep me here in DJ. It's easy access to San Diego, Los Angeles. Felix charges much more for me up there.
Are there any more like you? Any more kids?
Plenty. Boys, girls, whatever you're into. Actually, I'm one of the oldest. You wanna fuck now?
What's that?
This is to ward off bad energy and evil. Look, I can't stay here all day. I've got other appointments too. Do you want me to suck you off or something?
I'm too tired, Magdalena.
Suit yourself. Americans are weird.
Listen, the money that I gave you, don't give any of it to your boss, okay? You tell him I was asleep when you got here. Keep it for yourself and hide it someplace where he can't find it, you understand?
That's so stupid. If I do that, he'll find out and kill me. You're my family too. ¿Me entiendes?
Yeah,
Darwin. Felix sent you a girl?
yeah.
Yeah, he sent me one too. Listen, I don't trust him or his little whores. So you follow her, keep track of where she goes. And keep an eye out for Felix and his men, you got it?
Got it. Pagaré a seguir ese coche. Soy amigo de Félix. Tengo plata.
No quiso nada conmigo.
You see something you like?
You in charge here?
You didn't like Felix's choice, eh? You want something younger?
No, es tuyo.
I understand. You get caught doing this on the other side of the border, you have a lot to lose. But here, no problem.
So how much can I really get away with?
These aren't American kids. They're untraceable. If the price is right, you can do whatever you want to them.
Felix know how young your goods are?
Of course he knows. That's where the money is. Besides, Felix says we're providing a public service. We keep Americans from abusing their own children.
Do you have a son? daughter?
It's none of your business.
These are fucking kids, man. What's the phrase you like to use? Promote virtue and prevent vice? How do you justify taking money from this?
I justify anything that will further our cause. Besides, why should I care about anybody in this country?
Father, this is not Islam. It's not.
They're infidels.
They're children. Look, this asshole Felix, he's a threat to our entire mission. Our funding gets cut if he gets his way. And when does it stop? You let him take a bigger percentage now, what next? You said it yourself. Waging holy war is cost effective. It's not free. We need to make a statement with these guys. We need to teach them what happens when they mess with the base.
Let it go.
Like shit.
least he heard us out. I guess that's good news. Edgar got the call just after we landed. How are the kids?
Nate pitched 3 innings in Little League. Got 2 strikeouts. Skylar has decided that he wants to be president of the United States. Or a scuba diver. So what's next?
Well, the directive is to shut down the case immediately. My bet is that the OPR is going to launch an investigation on Monday.
Office of Professional Responsibility.
That's right.
Can't have been a surprise.
No.
Come to bed?
You're early. Is that a problem?
Not for me.
So, do you all enjoy your day in TJ? And more importantly, do you have time to think over our business arrangement?
Let's see how reasonable you are. Give me a number.
No. The numbers stay the same. We just reverse them. From now on, I take 75%, and you get the remaining 25. It's a fair deal considering I'm doing business with a bunch of terrorists. The Americans want you, and the Federales want to make points with the Americans, so they're looking for you. Plus, there's Russian mafia all over Mexico, and they hate you guys. The way you hate the Jews. I'm taking a big risk. I want to get what's due me.
Cerveza para todo, ¿eh? Cerveza.
Sí, sí.
Cerveza.
Congratulations. You're the man who just drove me to drink.
Hey, Felix, I know you like dogs, huh? How do you feel about horses?
¿Quieres que me asegure que está muerto?
You wanted to make sure he's dead.
I know he's dead. What's your name?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Gracias.
Russia. I don't have a problem with you and your people, just him.
No tengo problemas contigo ni con tu socio, solo con él.
I'm gonna authorize an increase in the cut that you people take from 25% to 30.
Voy a autorizar un aumento en su porcentaje de las ganancias de 25 a 30%.
Yeah. But the only way that you and your compadres are going to live to see it.
Pero la única forma de que tú y tu gente van a disfrutar de eso
is if you take me to my money.
Si me llevas a mi plata ahora. ¿Entiendes?
Deposit it into one of our accounts and resume the transfers.
I will.
After all this, we don't get to take the money back ourselves.
No, it's too risky. We can't cross the border with all that cash. PayPal's much safer. You're a smart hombre, Horacio. Smart enough so that now you're in charge of this operation. Now, the drugs, the DVDs, the CDs, the guns, they all continue as before. The prostitution, too. But no more kids. No más niños. And when we leave here, you're going to call the policía with an anonymous tip. Do you understand?
¿Has entendido? I understand, patrón.
Warren, check this out. Son of a bitch.
Saved my life last night. Thank you.
Don't mention it, man.
Just so we're clear, my blood debt to you is paid. That's the only reason I had the police help those kids. go.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Afternoon, Officer Colburn.
How long were you in Mexico?
Just overnight for my bachelor party.
Ah, congratulations, or should I say my sympathies? How many occupants in the vehicle tonight?
3.
Can I see some ID?
Sure. There you go.
All right, could you gentlemen just pull forward up and to the right to the area marked secondary inspection?
Sure.
Thanks.
Thanks.
What are you doing here, Ray? Why'd you stop us?
To arrest you. All of you. The word came down from the DOJ yesterday to roll up the cell. But that was yesterday. 10 minutes ago, I got off the phone with signals intelligence. And the guys in communications over there, they intercepted a call to your boy, Farrick, on an Inmarsat satellite phone. And that phone had only been used once before, during the Madrid train bombings. But more importantly, that same sat phone, they were able to trace calls to both New York City and Washington, D.C.
2 more cells.
Well, we haven't ID'd the receivers yet, but New York and D.C. field offices, along with the Joint Terrorism Task Force, are all over this. This is big, man. I mean, maybe bigger than we thought. So, we're back on. Full court press.
This guy calls himself Ziad. He's a major player on the money side. Top accountant in Mexico, at least, maybe all of Latin America. Make sure you get a copy of that fake ID that Farr gave me. Okay, run it to ground.
All right.
From the looks of it, he's got somebody at LADMV, maybe somebody on payroll, maybe a sympathizer.
Okay, consider it done.
Ray,
Yeah?
they hadn't gotten that intercept, would they really have shut us down?
To cover their collective asses. In a New York fucking minute.
Fucking border patrol. They didn't suspect a thing.
They say Angelinos have seen it all. Riots, wildfires, earthquakes, mudslides. Wait till they see us.
Later they do indeed.